We all remember staying up at 3 a.m. playing with all of our best friends at night, playing the new Call of Duty or the new mobile sports game. We all remember that as our childhood. It's a great memory of my childhood. But if we continue these type of habits and we prioritize it over things that we actually need to do in life, we will result in a video game addiction. Today I'll be talking great depth about a video game addiction. I'll be going into some problems, some causes, and some solutions. All of these will deal with the type of different perspectives dealing with video game addiction and how we can bring awareness on it and create some type of outcome out of it where kids, especially at young ages who are growing up, to prioritize these type of video games can change their life in the right aspect. To start it off, I'm gonna go into problems. For problems, I have two. One detaches you from reality, and two, mental health issues. To start it off with the detaching from reality, the NLA Media on October 8th of 2019 from Rhiannon Williams says, gaming disorder also significantly impairs personal, family, social, educational, and occupational aspects of your life that suffers due to this. So like I said, it detaches you from reality. You're stuck in a whole different reality stuff, especially games that are like virtual headset. Those detach you from a certain reality. They bring you into another world where you feel somewhat safe or somewhat distracted, and these type of games are distracting you from what's important in your life. Like the NLA Media says, personal life, you're not focusing on what you need to do in life. Let's say you have school, you have things to accomplish, you want to accomplish in life, you're not really focusing on that. If you're on a video game addiction, you're constantly prioritizing the game where it detaches you from the actual reality of your life. And to continue this as family life, if we're continuing to play in the game in the different reality, we forget our own reality, our own life, the people that care about us. We somewhat kind of detach from that. We go away from what's reality into what we want reality to be. For my second problem, like I said mental health issues. That's my second one. From the Sunday Telegraph on May 11th, 2019 says, MRI scans have pointed to links between depression and video game addiction, as well as addictive video games can have the same effect on child's brains as abuse and alcoholism. So basically, we're getting compared that the drug abuse and alcohol abuse is getting compared to have the same effect on children's brains as video game addiction. So that just shows the type of spectrum we're on with the mental health issues that video game addiction is bringing to a certain kid. These kids are getting hurt mentally and they don't know it because, like I said, for my first problem, they're detached from a different reality. They don't understand. When they take off that headset, they turn off the game, they're back to reality, and it affects them in very different ways. Now I'm going to transition into my causes. For causes, I have to prioritizing gaming over other activities and COVID-19, the whole pandemic. Started off for my first cause. The Daily Telegraph on 28th of May in 2019 says, the classification defines gaming disorder as increasing priority given to gaming over other activities. So I kind of stated this a bit before. I mentioned it a bit before. Prioritizing gaming over what's really needed to be done, and that's what my first cause is. Prioritizing these type of things, these video games, a different reality, is what is making these type of problems, like I said before, detaching you and mental health issues. But the main cause of this is prioritizing this. They were prioritizing another game that lived in crazy reality on like a different type of earth. We like to live in that earth. We like to make our perfect reality, but in actual reality, it's not. When we take off the headset, it's just not close to where you want it to be. And if we prioritize the wrong things, we'll mimic the same behavior that we get in the different reality, the virtual reality. And to transition into my second cause, I have the whole pandemic, the whole COVID-19 pandemic situation. From the Daily Banner from Olga Karev on the 30th of April in 2020 says, COVID-19 has become a way for millions to pass time and stay connected with others without spreading COVID. So this might just sound like a topic about COVID, but in reality, when you look at it a certain way, it is true. Most of us connected to other people through social media and gaming a lot throughout COVID. It got us through it. We're going through tough times, and yes, that's the good part about the whole virtual reality, the whole different video games. we go into this pandemic and we don't know what to do with our lives. We're stuck in a mindset where it's just blank. It's only constant worries, and some people turn on these games and they feel happy at once. But when it gets to a point where the pandemic is influencing video games into your mind, where it's the only thing you should prioritize, like transitioning back to my first topic, it becomes a problem. It causes problems, like I talked about before. This whole pandemic, even I myself am guilty of, was constantly on their phone, on video games, playing with my friends till late at night. But at the same time, it was never something I prioritized. The other thing I prioritized, my family, mental health, all these type of things. You can play, you can have your fun with these video games, but when it becomes your main priority, and you're not focused on what else there is other than the screen in front of you, that's when it causes these problems. That's why I chose the COVID pandemic as my second cause. I had to transition to my last topic about video game addiction is solutions. So solutions, I came up with 3: what we can do, what parents can do, and what the government can do. So to start off, from U.S. State News on the 21st of October in 2019 says, does someone in your family spend a lot of time video gaming? Is it starting to interfere with their life? These are questions we should ask ourselves. From the U.S. State News. So like I said, what we can do. Like this, the U.S. State News says, does someone in your family spend a lot of time gaming other than, being with your family, having family quality time? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves to, point out people around us who are really going through this type of addictions, because these type of addictions, you're constantly getting put through a fun reality on a screen where you don't realize that it's an addiction. It's more of the people around you who realize that, because they see you see your mind in a whole different reality. But these are the type of things we need to ask ourselves. To go transition into my second solution, what parents can do. So with parents, from the Irish Times on October 26 in 2021 says, any parents can access info, ironically, online about the risks that they are concerned about. Now, the first thing you should do as a parent is sit with your kid and agree that there are times where you need a schedule where you can play, but times where you need to schedule these other type of things, these things where you need to do homework, have your family time, be active. And this is why my second solution is the parents. The parents have a very big impact on the kids' lives. Cause I think video game addictions is more affecting little kids than older kids, because we have young adults who are making gaming as their career, but it's not of an addiction, it's more of a career. But with kids, these parents can sit them down and show them the depth of how intense it can be if they continue to prioritize these type of video games and make it become an addiction. And to finish off with my last solution, what the government can do. So from the Japan News on the 2nd of February in 2021 says, the government, in addition to focusing on supporting awareness, raising programs for video game addiction prevention, is starting to occur. So right away we see that awareness and programs are starting to be put for these type of kids, to get them to understand where people are trying to come from, and trying to understand where this needs to be stopped and needs to put more awareness on. But yeah, in conclusion, I talked about some problems, causes, and solutions, all about video game addiction, how it detaches you from reality, and it causes mental health issues, and how it's caused through prioritizing video games and the whole COVID-19 pandemic. And I ended up with talking about some solutions. So that'll be it. Thank you.